So good morning. Welcome everyone to the Center of Love. We're so glad to have you here today. These words, they've been around forever from Corinthians, and I still think they're very meaningful. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, rejoices in the truth, always protects, always trusts, always helps, always preserves. Love never fails. I just think those are such meaningful, beautiful words. And I want to read our intention here for our Center of Love. These can be stressful times, and the world is constantly changing. Our intention is to create a community in order to be of support to one another and share ideas and inspire each other to grow in love. And for me, that was so meaningful, our last gathering. As you all know, I've had a tragic event in my life, and I felt the love here of everybody, and it was so meaningful for me. And I just want to thank everybody for all the kindness and love and all the hugs I've received, lots of them, and flowers. I am very grateful. So to me, that's what this community is about. When we have tragic events, we kind of swarm in, and help out that person. And I see that we've been doing a lot of this. Like last year I was living here, didn't have a place to live. This is what we're doing. It's just, I think it's beautiful to see on so many levels. So for me personally, I am very grateful to be a part of this amazing community. And so now I'd like to introduce Amanda. She's our speaker today. And I met Amanda, we haven't known each other that long, and we were at a networking meeting, and I just saw her across the room, and it was something, and went, whoa, there's something there, and as soon as, you felt the same. And so we started chatting, and we had this amazing conversation. And it was like, yeah, there's a home there. And so I feel that this was very much a like-minded soul. So I was very grateful and it turns out she lives right near my community. How wonderful is that? So Amanda's an educator and an influencer, and she begun in the hospice care and moving through many levels of education from philosophy, sociology, psychology, and now she's studying functional medicine with, it's Dr. Jack Bush. That's right. I was thinking Joe Dispenza. Nope, that's not it. Amanda has spent time educating in school districts, working with all levels of developmental delays, and she's a major advocate for people living with mental illness. She actually designed and created an 11-unit building and held contracts with Vancouver Coastal Health for people with mental health issues. And she did that for 15 years. That's a long time to be supporting people. So my kudos to you for all that you have done. And now she is really into this functional medicine and to help people to heal at a really deep level, to recognize what our core issues are so that we can move forward. And also I want to mention, this wasn't even in her bio, but she has this ultralight therapy, and I've experienced it, and it's amazing, very amazing. As she saw when I came in, I'm like floating in the air. It was pretty amazing experience. So something you might want to talk to her a little bit about. So now, with further ado, I would like to invite Amanda to come on up here.
First, thank you so much, Cressa, for this warm welcome. Fantastic. Lovely to meet. If I haven't met you personally, it's wonderful to have you, and I look forward to sharing. Nice to see everyone else. And I'll begin. Silence is a language of God. Everything else is a poor translation. Rumi. Imagination is a language of the soul. When the solution is simple, God is answering. Albert Einstein. We are all magnificent. I know we don't always feel this way. However, it's the truth. Out of all the trillions of chances of you were created a fine symphony, coordinating the beauty of this human figure. We all reside in the connection to all. The more I learn, the less I know. I find I don't have the words of our stunted language to share our bigger truth. We are human beings. We do not refer to life forms here as beings. Perhaps they are a collective soul, as Gary Zochow refers to in The Seed of the Soul. Many apostles among us now and in our past, their knowingness and truth allows my soul to breathe with ease. We are each individual soul connected to a divine architect of the universe. I love this Amanda human experience. It's fascinating what happens when we get out of our own way. Press it. To love ourselves enough to be disciplined, walking in an almost constant form of meditation feels like peace. My ego, the edge God out, is quiet now. I have set some boundaries for myself, and I'm honored to share my non-negotiables. These are agreements I make with the highest part of myself, my soul. Once the decision is made, my ego cannot intrude. This is my responsibility to this beautiful human body I've been gifted. We all have. We are extraordinary, complex creatures. We are knit together from 70 trillion human cells that are supported by some 1.4 quadrillion bacteria that is supported and in communication with 14 quadrillion mitochondria, pure energy in all of us. A frequency teeming with life. We are so grossly outnumbered by the outside and within us. You are not an isolated event, but an ecosystem of many different kinds of species inside your body that far awaits your human cells. The lack of biodiversity undermines your ability to be who you are. I want to repeat that. The lack of biodiversity undermines your ability to be who you truly are. We can all change the face of society in the midst of this extinction event by choosing to heal from a micro to a macro. Intercellular connection is what determines whether a cell reproduces in a healthy way. For example, a cell isolated out of communication, with the rest of the other cells becomes a cancer. With the lack of communication, it will suffocate and become cancerous. We need to release the belief system that disease is a part of our destiny, predetermined by our inherent genetics. Viruses, for example, created in nature and or in a gain of function, it's the same, push to create our human evolution. Viruses are a necessary component to our evolution. Our bodies have many tight junctions. I'd like you to have a look at the screen. I'm going to talk about this. This is very powerful. This gorgeous, okay, so that's okay. It's okay. Our bodies have many tight junctions.
There they are.
Okay. This gorgeous flower pattern within the gut, lymph system, and vascular system, these boundaries are essential to our health. When the flower pattern boundaries of the tight junctions falls apart by overwhelming the immune system, it can lead to autoimmune diseases and cancers due to the amount of toxins in the environment and our food. Herbicides, biocides, and glyphosate, glyphosate, are now finally banned in the US of last year, thanks to one of my greatest apostles, Dr. Zach Bush. Since the 90s, this has crippled Mother Earth's soil and water system, seeping into the gluten of our breads, pastas, and crippling us. Alcohol is one of our oldest toxins. Anti-inflammatories like aspirin, ibuprofen, and compounds like Miralax breaks down the body's boundary system, which leads to disease. Literally, and figuratively a dis-ease within our bodies. This includes your mood. It is influenced by your interaction with the microbiome at a gut level. We can rebuild and heal these boundaries that we can remember, so we can remember who and what we really are. I was raised with one parent, my mother, whom I understand, love, and appreciate and adore. For her life was full of fear, anger, and pain. And from the time I was 4, my memory would be, my mom wants to die. She wants to kill herself and leave me. In a way, she was gone a long time. I learned to follow my family's way of protecting her, keeping everything easy, giving her everything I have. It was extreme. Vehicles, designed wheelchair homes, trips, whatever she wanted, she got. However, nothing she really needed. And her soul knew this. The wound is a place where the light enters you, Rumi. This left me on a similar path as my mom. My food content was the same and the diagnoses were starting to line up. Fibromyalgia, bursitis, rheumatoid arthritis. After the crippling side effects my body was facing, I was in a grieving period of anger for a very long time. The stress I put on myself broke my heart, literally. The wiring of my heart is now fragile and it's slowly healing. I believed I was protecting my mom. The hard truth was I was protecting myself from her abandonment of me and the anger towards her I had. This leveling the fuck up lesson took me the longest to unravel. 40 years and 3 very difficult relationships that I learned a great deal from. An enormous amount of proving myself to everyone, especially my extended family, that I finally had the courage to let go. I love them all dearly, however, we are not on the same frequency. It took my career of housing people living with mental illness. After all, I have mastered rescuing. I have mastered enablement. And along the way, all my patients really wanted was the truth, to level up. So we did. We set non-negotiables, boundaries, responsibilities. God became good, orderly direction. Ego became edge, God out, thanks to Wayne Dyer. Love equals discipline. I took this practice and spread it through my life. For no one is to blame, everyone is responsible. I crave to take responsibility for this Amanda life. It is mine, after all. All my responsibility. I ask a question daily to myself, what is the most important for this Amanda life? My answer is always peace. Peace. I spend a great deal of time on my own healing, time walking back through the years of this life to create plasticity through my imagination and manifestation. I have gone back and taken responsibility to heal emotionally, mentally, and through functional medicine, now physically. Our roles and identities are only a small component of who we truly are. Your body can create new, healthy, based on genomic flexibility. Be in nature, nurture your body, take full responsibility. Time walk back and heal any trauma. For grieving is a process that we enter into stages through this human experience. I understand now letting go is the most important sacred step and one we often skip. In our life, we reach our emotional stretch in our grief through denial, sadness, anger, all the way through to letting go. I believe it is important to acknowledge these processes daily and ask yourself, where am I in my stage of grief? And what do I need to do to love myself fully? There is so much wisdom we can all share with each other. I would love for us to be mindful that people's opinions of us is none of our concern. And nor should we care to hear it unless we ask. Part of the 4 agreements, and it's important, in our evolution moving forward, there is no more room for shaming, criticism, judgment, or labeling of any kind. Perhaps they held some sort of thumb down through this American empire in these last golden years that we've experienced. We have many levels to evolve in our life. We have many levels to evolve in our life. Shall we begin by choosing to level the fuck up?
Wow.
Thanks, everybody.
Wow. All right, so I'm going to close now. I have a few words. Thank you for joining us today and bringing your heart and your soul to this gathering. I think we so enrich each other's lives when we share in meaningful ways. I hope that our gathering today helped fill up your cup. And I'm going to close with these words that I saw online, and I just love the way she said this. It's by C.S. Lurie. Go into this week with the attitude that your peace, your health of mind, and your heart mean more than getting everything else done. I need that reminder. That your smile matters, that your feeling rested matters, that holding the hands of your loved ones matter. So pause lots. Function at a pace that doesn't pull you apart. Honor the things that make you feel good inside and the things that make you feel alive. Give time to these things this week. Make time a gift to yourself and do what really matters to you.